Hey guys, it's important to understand that you're not developing like you as a human being. You're not developing in a vacuum. Other people around you are developing just like you are. If you would ask me about the swing 5 years ago, or maybe like 6 years ago, I would have said that it would have been smart to get your foot down early because it simplifies things. And once your foot's down early, all that you have to do really is swing. Now, I'm way past, trying to have guys get their foot down early, more about like dynamic, synchronous movement so you can get your body kind of in rhythm with what the pitcher's doing so that way you can control timing a little bit better. Now, are there guys that do that by getting their toe down early? Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not opposed to that movement pattern by any means. But the main point of what I'm trying to address is that I did not develop in a vacuum. People that I had talked to about the swing 5 years ago, they probably don't think the same things that they thought 5 years ago regarding the swing as well. So, you know, I look back upon like my college career, and I had said this in tweets before how I didn't think that I had a very good college coach. And at the time, I didn't think that what was being taught as far as hitting was concerned really made a whole lot of sense. And I kind of felt like I was being cheated a little bit by the system. But I have no idea what is going on in that program now. And the things that are being taught in that program could be awesome now. They could be, way ahead of where they were back then. So it's not fair for me to put them in a box and for me to think that what was being done then is what's being done now. One of the things that Coach Tar had said on my podcast when I had him on the other day, he's a high school coach in the Tyson's Falls Church, Virginia area. He had said that the thing that prepares me for coaching in 2018 is what happened in 2017, and what prepared me in 2017 is what happened in 2016, and so on and so forth. So as long as coaches are approaching it in that way, making sure that they're able to reinvent themselves all the time to become the best version of themselves as well, just as they're asking their players to do, then I'm with you, and I wanna help totally. The thing that I don't co-sign is people who don't don't assess data. They won't look at any evidence because they think they already know. Um, that's that's not good, and that's not something that, in my opinion, that can ever be successful or breed a culture that is beneficial to the players and everyone around. So um, that's something that I'm against. But as far as what people were 5 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing 5 years ago. Heck, I didn't know what I was doing 2 years ago. So for me to expect someone to be able to have given me the best information 5 years ago is not realistic because most of the people didn't have access to the information that they have now. The way the swing is taught and the way that pitching is taught and everything, it just keeps getting better and better and better as time goes by. So it's important to not live in the past, both in how I'm evaluating coaches, but also in how you as a player were taught. So if you're someone who's like around my age, or you're in college now and you're looking back on your high school coach and being like, man, like they didn't teach anything that was smart regarding the swing. Have you thought about what they teach now? And that's kind of like a realization that I had just like a couple weeks ago. I don't know what any of these people teach now, and it could be awesome. Hopefully, it is. That's growth, and that's all that we need to do every single day as coaches is try to make ourselves better. And the reality is that if you're not making yourself better, then other people in your conference, in your area or whatever, are making themselves better. So, you're only as good as your last season. And unfortunately, that's just a reality. And the cool thing is that the people that won't look at data, they won't be around for much longer if, they don't start, really incorporating that stuff into their program, because if they don't put that in their program, then they're not going to be as good. So I think those are some things to chew on, and there's some things that I've been chewing on for the last couple of days. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. I hope you're having a great week. If you have a chance, definitely check out my podcast as well. It's called the Base Path Podcast. Going to be having some awesome guests on there. Primarily coaches, just to kind of talk about their path, because a lot of people that pursue baseball like as a career, they really have to, go through some, kind of hardships in order to like get to where they're at. They really have to bootstrap, so I think those are interesting stories, and definitely want to give those guys that have been through those things, and also just care about the sport and athletes that much, to be able to put in that amount of time to do that. So I'm really excited to bring that podcast to you. Had my first guest on it the other day. I talked about it earlier in this, but Coach Aaron Tarr of the George C. Marshall Statesman, awesome guy, really smart about the way he approaches coaching. So, and there's definitely a nugget or two in there for whoever's listening. So check that out. There's also another pod up on the same feed, which is my story, which I think I've talked about on YouTube a little bit before, but I go a little bit more in depth on this one. So give it a look. I'd love your feedback. I hope you guys are having a good one.